Welcome to CSEGuru. In this session, we will discuss array initialization. Already, we have discussed the array initialization first method, that is initializing all specified memory locations. In this session, we will discuss the next three methods: partial array initialization, initialization without size, and initializing whole array to 0. Next method is partial array initialization. So if the values to be initialized are less than the array size declared. Suppose if you have declared the array size A of 5, okay, but if you have given the values, only 3 values, okay, totally we have allocated 5 memory space, but we have entered only 3 values. Then the elements will be initialized from the order from 0th location. That is, A of 0, this 8 will be stored. And A of 1, value 5 will be stored. And A of 2, value 3 will be stored. And A of 3 and A of 4th memory location, no values will be initialized. Okay. And the remaining locations will be automatically initialized to 0. That is, A of 3 and A of 4, automatically it will be initialized to 0. This is nothing but partial array initialization. For example, if you are considering int s of 5, if you are giving in the sense, so here we have initialized only 2 values. Okay, then how it will allocate for 5 memory locations? So here, since we have declared the array as s of 5, totally 5 memory locations will be allocated, because declaration will reserve the memory space. Okay, so each 2 bytes, since it is an integer data type, each 2 bytes memory location will be allocated. So totally 5 elements and totally 10 bytes of memory location wherever it is free. For this array, it will be allocated. Okay, and this is s of 0, s of 1, s of 2, 3 and 4. It should end with semicolon. But here we have initialized with only 2 values. So automatically 10 will be initialized to starting. That is, array values will be initialized from the 0th location. So what is the first element? That is the first memory location in the array. For that, the first value will be initialized. So 10 will be initialized to s of 0. And 15 will be initialized to s of 1. Okay. And these 3 memory locations, we don't know the value, because during declaration, programmer has not initialized. For the remaining memory locations, the value is not initialized in the sense the value automatically 0 will be initialized. Okay. So this is nothing but partial array initialization. Only the partial array we are initializing the value, and the remaining array we have not specified any values. Okay. In that case, how the values will be initialized? In this way only. Okay. Keep in mind this 10 will not be initialized to s of 2 or s of 3. Okay. By leaving these 2 memory locations. Whatever the value we are giving, the first value will be assigned to first memory location, first array element memory location only. That is nothing but 0 only. It will be stored only in order only. We cannot able to initialize in this method. We cannot able to initialize to any other in-between elements without initializing the starting element. That is not possible. So this is partial array initialization. Next method is initialization without size. Sometimes when we are declaring the array, we don't know what is the size of the array. We already know array is of fixed size. If you have declared the size of the array in the sense totally 5 memory location, if you have allocated in the sense, during execution, if it requires extra memory space, we cannot able to allocate it. This is a fixed size. Once we have given the size during declaration, that is fixed till execution. Okay. So suppose if we don't know the size of the array, how many memory locations actually it is required, we don't know the size. So in that case, what we can able to do? We can able to initialize the array without size. This is another method. Okay. So if the number of memory locations are not known in advance in the sense, then declare the array without specifying the size. Don't specify the size. If you are specifying the size only, it is fixed. If you are not specifying the size, any number of memory locations we can able to utilize. Okay. So for example, if you are considering int s of empty square brackets we have to give. Here we should not specify the size. Okay. So equal to, but we can initialize the value. So if we are initializing like this in the sense, any number of values we can able to specify here because we have not specified the size here. That is a big advantage. Okay. Even 100 elements also you can able to specify. 1000 elements also you can able to specify. So what it will happen? Automatically it will allocate the size accordingly. Here 5 elements is there. Automatically it will allocate the size. That is first element to s of 0. It will be initialized from the first memory location only. That is compulsory. Okay. So first value will be assigned to first memory location s of 0 only. And the second value will be assigned to next memory location. And third in the sense next. Okay. So next memory locations it will be initialized. Suppose if we want to initialize 50 elements, automatically 50 memory locations will be allocated of integer data type. And the elements if you are entering in the sense, automatically it will be initialized from the starting location. Middle element we cannot able to specify the value directly during initialization. It is not possible to initialize the array elements in the middle of the array without initializing the predecessor locations. That is, previous array elements in order only we can able to initialize. The middle of the array element without initializing the previous elements, it is not possible. So the compiler automatically it will calculate the array based on the initial values. Okay, so this is first, this is second, third, and fourth. So if we are considering here, we have given totally 5 memory locations is automatically allocated. Here we have not specified the size. So to overcome the fixed size arrays, we can able to implement this method. Initialization without size. So this is the biggest advantage to overcome the fixed size arrays. Next method is initializing the whole array to 0. So if you want to initialize the whole array, that is all specified memory locations, if you want to initialize 0 in a sense, it is not required to individually specifying 0, 0 likewise, it is not required. Specify only the first value to 0. Okay. For example, int a of 10 is there in the sense. I want to specify all the memory locations to 0. So, a of 10 is equal to, within curly bracket, specify only 1 0 within this curly bracket. Okay. So, automatically what it will do in the sense, it will allocate totally 10 memory locations starting from 0 to 9. Okay. Array name is A. And here we have initialized only one value, that was 0. So whenever we are initializing only 0 in the sense, only single value to 0 in the sense, automatically all the specified memory locations, whatever may be the size of the array, all the specified memory locations, it will be initialized to 0. That is the meaning. Okay. Only 1 0 is enough to initialize the whole array. The compiler will evaluate the array based on the number of initial values. So this is the fourth method. Okay. So this is initializing whole array to 0. Thank you for watching this video.